Subaru owners are a passionate bunch. Whether it's the Subaru Owners Club where they have their WRXs and STIs, or the legacy owner that just loves his Subaru, it's very much a definite kind of person that buys a Subaru. Marius, don't you think? Are you listening? Maybe? Your wife owned a Subaru.
This is really beautiful, yeah. It really is.
With the new Forester, this is the 4th generation, and they're hoping to
trees
appeal.
are lovely.
They're hoping to appeal to a new class of buyer because they've gone more compact SUV and less just station wagon. Would you pay attention, please?
You know what the nice thing is? That I've become this type of Subaru owner where you actually take notice of things, where you go into nature and you've got your mountain bike strapped to the back, or you've got your canoe on the roof and your Forester is taking you everywhere. Because you're right, I was listening, I can multitask. Definitely two distinctive owners. And once they own a Forester or own a Subaru, in actual fact, it's like a marriage for life. There seems to be no divorce. Yet they still struggle to sell a lot of them in South Africa.
They do. Forester, 60% of Subaru sales in South Africa is Forester.
Yeah.
So it's quite a thing for them to be changing angles slightly with this. Dimensions haven't changed very much at all. Styling, what do you think of it?
I must admit, when I first saw it, I was like, whoa, I don't like the front end. There's a lot of chrome detailing, almost too much.
Bearing in mind that this is the XT model we've got and it's got its own distinctive grille.
Of course. But the more I've looked at it, it's kind of, it's not bad. I think what I like about it is it's quite manly. And I know they're trying to target the female SUV type of buyer, but I think a guy is going to be very happy driving a Subaru. And I think Subaru's always had that credibility with guys. So with their XV, it was kind of, now we're targeting the female market.
And funny, because I hated it.
But there's a lot of XV styling in the Forester.
There is.
Yeah.
So from a dimension point of view, it hasn't changed much, but interior-wise, they've managed to increase the space by doing a few little clever things, like they've changed the floor tunnel. They've made the door openings wider so that there's more like access to the interior space. They've changed the center console. So a few things that they're giving you more space inside without changing the exterior dimensions.
And for me, that's what I enjoy. Big windows, I can see what's going on. The B-pillar isn't in the way, so you really do feel the world's
It's
coming
funny you
for a
mention
drive.
that because they spoke about that specifically in the press conference about the visibility being very important for the safety of the vehicle. The B-pillar, even something like we would never think of, like the glare off the bonnet, and the angle of the bonnet and how that is angled so that you're not getting that glare when you're driving.
It's a big improvement interior-wise as well. I mean, they were always the safer option, probably a little bit boring, probably a bit old school Japanese style.
Yes.
But I think that their progression, even in the last Forester, there was an improvement, and this for me is a big step forward. It's a comfortable cabin to be in, lots of leg room in the back. From a boot loading perspective, very nice. I mean, they've gone and put the opening and close function on the boot lid, and you can do it from inside.
Yeah, they've added some spec to this. This model has stop-start, auto stop-start. Also, on the entry-level models, you've got a manual seat on the passenger side and driver's side, which is, I don't know, 330,000 Rand starting point.
Price is obviously going to be super important here, but I think for me as well, from an engine perspective, the biggest change I noticed is that for me, the top of the range XT was always a 2.5 litre turbo. That's what it was. 2 litre turbo now, and they've got the 2.5 naturally aspirated non-turbos, and then obviously a 2 litre entry level, and that comes in a 6-speed manual.
That is the only one that is a manual. The rest have a CVT, a lineartronic, all new gearbox, a CVT.
Sorry, I just saw everyone falling asleep now. CVT, it's brilliant.
Fear not.
It's a really, really good CVT box, probably one of the best ones we've driven. And we actually said that on Legacy as well. You know, especially if you use the pedals, it makes it a lot more dynamic, and it's really good.
Yeah.
Added in extra features on this though.
Absolutely, you've got the S drive. Special
little button so you can optimize between sport or normal mode, but in the turbo it's got the Sport Plus, I think it's called. Sport Sharp, that's it, and that actually now makes it the equivalent of an 8-speed box.
It simulates an 8-speed box, so you can change your CVT into a simulated manual, 6-speed in the lower models, 8-speed in the XT. They've brought their consumption down by as much as 20% in some cases, from about 7.1 to about 8.5, which is pretty good going.
Price? This is the problem. Turbo is over 500.
Particularly for this.
Over 500,000, 530. Oh, wow. So it's a lot of money.
It is a lot of money, especially when you're trying to enter a new segment and compete with well-established players there. Again, going back to what we were saying, Subaru owners, a very specific type of person. Getting someone into the brand is maybe a bit tricky.
They've never been cheap cars, really. And possibly bringing that 2 litre in a manual mode is the one that the entry-level new target market is going to go for. And I think the big plus there is that all-wheel drive system. I know a lot of the other competitors in the SUV market have gone 2-wheel drive only because you don't need 4x4, but this isn't 4x4. This is intelligent all-wheel drive, which is going to help you in the rain, in dodgy conditions, and I think that's always a big selling point with Subaru for me.
I think to sum it up, this car is, I love it. I'm not a Subaru fan in any way. I think it's an awesome car. It's very smooth on the road. It's great on the gravel. The engines are wonderful. The price is a little bit, but yeah, I think it's a good car.
And I think it's just really nice being here with you, Lindsay. I feel so in touch with nature.
Good, nice.
Quite emotional.